I know that I and so many others have harped on this for so long. And quite honestly, I know a lot of people are tired of talking about it, but we are talking about it because a lot of the media, the corporate media, mention it, but they don't talk about it. They'll say one or two words, but they won't actually spend hours on it. They won't spend the time and the effort and the energy to keep talking about this. And the thing I'm talking about is the fact that Donald Trump is crazy. Now, I'm not talking crazy as in cognitively deficient or anything else, or Alzheimer's or anything age related. I'm talking about crazy as in the fact that the man is insane, as in rubber room crazy, as in straitjacket crazy. And the reason why is because he is living in a total and complete fantasy land. A fantasy land in which he can't be questioned. A fantasy land in which he's right 100% of the time, regardless of how much evidence shows that he's wrong. He is crazy because every time he opens his mouth, another lie or another fabrication or another fantasy in his head shows up. At his press conference, he mentioned the fact that his January 6th Stop the Steal crowd was bigger than the crowd that was at the Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech. Now, as a black man, I'm offended. As a human being, I'm outraged. And as a mentally stable human being, I'm concerned. Because the fact is, Martin Luther King had hundreds of thousands of people, over 100,000 people there. Trump barely had half of that number there. But in Donald Trump's mind, and his own niece, Dr. Mary Trump, the woman who wrote the book Too Much and Never Enough, whom I talked about before, she made it clear that everything in Donald Trump's mind, everything in Donald Trump's world has to be bigger, has to be better, has to be stronger, has to be brighter, has to be everything. Otherwise, if it's not anything that what Donald Trump specifies, what Donald Trump sees, then it's nothing. Then he's a failure. He's a moron. He's a loser in his eyes, which is why he has to say the lies like crowd sizes. This, despite the Republican Party that's actually going against him right now because of his mental problems, despite the Republican Party screaming that that Donald Trump should stay silent about crowd sizes or anything else like that. Despite all that, he continuously does it. And he's continuously to make himself look more and more and more and more insane every day he posts on Truth Social or has a press conference or has another interview. He's got another press conference about to happen in New Jersey, maybe sometime in the next couple of days. Maybe today, I don't know, I don't care. His interview with Elon Musk over on Twitter X was one of the worst interviews I had ever seen in my life. The man was slurring, making me think that his mouth was way too wet, he has a lisp, or he was drunk. And he wants to explain it all by saying it was a mistake of modern technology or whatever the crap it's called, he said. See, here's the real problem a lot of Americans don't see, especially a lot of Trump-supporting Americans either don't see or don't want to see. They don't want to see, the MAGA I'm talking about, that this man is crazy. That this man will say or do whatever it takes in order to regain power. And he doesn't care who gets hurt in the process. He doesn't care who dies in the process. He doesn't care if the truth comes out. As long as they believe whatever Donald Trump says, it's okay. even if it is a 100% lie. But the media is failing us. Now, I said this before in a previous video. The media is failing to call out Donald Trump for what he is. Not just a liar, not just fact-checking him on the lies that he said on Truth Social or a podcast or a press conference or an internet interview. They are failing to show how insane Donald Trump really is. We all see it. We all hear it. Every time the man speaks, another lie comes out. Every time the man posts, another fabrication comes out. Every time the man opens his mouth to say hello, it makes you wonder if this guy is crazy. I mean, why would a person continuously lie about crowd sizes, comparing them to other crowds and other speeches, knowing full well that someone like me or someone like you would do a Google search and actually take the time and resource and research of that? The man can't handle the fact that not everyone in this country is going to bow to him. And that is what's pissing him off royally. That is what is breaking his mind right now. He can't handle the fact that somehow not everyone's going to love this guy. He can't handle it. He wants to say he had billions upon billions of people watching that interview on Twitter X. No, he didn't. He wants to say he has the biggest crowds at his rallies. No, he doesn't. In the fabrication of him trying to say that Kamala Harris's crowds during rallies, like the one in that airplane hangar, where she and Tim Walz were there, that was created by AI. It has got to stop. And the media needs to stop pussyfooting around this guy. What exactly has this man done for you to create this idea of you need to protect him for? What has he done for you? Nothing. In fact, if we're going to go really into real life situations here are the facts. Donald Trump has called the media the enemy of the American people. He has threatened members of the media, of the American media. So what exactly do you owe this man? The answer is nothing. You don't owe him anything. But every time this guy says something crazy, you just brush off as another lie. It's not just a lie anymore. The fact is, this man is insane. What I'm trying to say, I'm going to close out this video, is that every time he speaks, we need to listen to him very carefully. Because this isn't dementia. This isn't Alzheimer's. This is Donald Trump losing his grip on reality. And the reality is that outside of his people in the MAGA, no one loves this guy. No one respects this man. His own party is terrified of him and are probably looking for ways to get rid of him. And they will ultimately fail. But in the end of the day, what exactly has this man done to earn the Trump or die loyalty that his own supporters are giving him? The answer is nothing. They are drowning in an abyss. But you and I know better. We're going to stop this country's drowning into that Trump abyss this November by voting for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz as president and vice president. Because if Donald Trump gets reelected, this country will die. And that is not a threat. That is not some terroristic threat. That is a promise. Trump would burn it all down if someone told him that one word that he probably has never been told until only once in his life. And that once was November of 2020. And that one word is no. It's time for us to tell him no again. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.